catch it cause I'm so soon. I can't make no mistakes, cause there is just no room. Guess I was made like crutches, strong enough to hold you, strong enough to carry, but I can't think for you. I can't give no input, only what I put in. Tired when I can't be, tired of my foot in, but I care for you. I want better for you, I can only hold back. You want better also, cause we in a cycle.
Hello, everyone. I know I'm a little late on this. So we're gonna go into what is trauma and healing from the trauma. Okay, so it's gonna be like a heavy topic. I want to keep it real short, real simple, real sweet because people deal with trauma differently, and when you're dealing with trauma, you definitely need to get the help and the therapy that you need to get through your trauma. But I am going to start this live with a Bible verse, just like I did the other one this morning. And the Bible verse for this one is Psalms 91, verse 4 through 6. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and your rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrows that fly by day, nor the pedestals that stalk in the darkness, nor the plague that destroy at midday. God is close to the brokenhearted and comforts us when we suffer. As a prisoner who came to faith in Christ while incarcerated, developed a passion for comfort those in deepest moments of suffering, those facing their last breath in prison and hospice units. They have seen firsthand the supernatural comfort of God, for the brokenhearted is not forgotten. Okay, so we starting that off because, like I said, dealing with trauma, and dealing with things like this is can be sometimes hard to talk about these things, and sometimes it's hard to get over it. Okay, um, so people want to know what is trauma, how to heal from your trauma, how to know when you're suffering with things that are trauma based. Okay. And so that's what I'm gonna start off with first. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all the definition of trauma. Okay, that's what I'm gonna first start off with. So the dictionary based definition of trauma is a deeply distressing or disturbing experience. A personal trauma is like a death of a child. The second one is physical injury. It's the rupture of a diagram caused by blunt trauma. Okay, so these are similar things to what trauma is. Okay, um, like I said, everybody's trauma is different. Okay, trauma can be anything from feeling left and abandoned as a kid, to being essayed, to being assaulted. Whatever your trauma level is, it's hard to get over the trauma. Now, they have different levels of trauma, okay? You have acute trauma resulting from a single incident. Chronic trauma is a repeated and prolonged, such as DV or abuse. And complex trauma is exposure to variables and multiple traumatic events, often of an invasive interpersonal nature. So, those are the three types of trauma, okay? So, what qualifies as traumatic? A traumatic event is a shocking, scary, and dangerous experience that can affect someone's emotional and physical well being. Okay. Now that's what it is. Okay. So we went through what it is, the different types, and what is a traumatic event. Okay. But let's go on further from what is a traumatic event. It also says a traumatic event can include Experiences such as natural disasters, such as a hurricane, earthquake, and floods. Acts of violence, such as assault, abuse, terror attacks, or mass shootings. And a car crash or other accidents. It is natural to feel afraid during and after a traumatic situation. Fear is a part of the body's fight or flight response, which helps us avoid or respond to potential dangers. People may experience a range of reactions after trauma, including feeling anxious, sad, or angry, trouble concentrating and sleeping, and continuously thinking about what happened. Most people will recover from these symptoms and their reactions lessen over time. Those who continue to experience symptoms may be diagnosed with PTSD, which is post traumatic stress disorder. It is important to seek professional help if you have the symptoms that do not improve over time or begin to interfere with daily life. Some signs that a person may need help includes worrying a lot about feeling very anxious, sad, or fearful, crying often, having trouble thinking clearly, having frightening thoughts or flashbacks, reliving the experience, feeling angry, resentful, and irritable, having nightmares or difficulty sleeping, avoiding places or people that bring back disturbing memories or response, becoming isolated from family and friends. Physical response to trauma may also mean the person needs help. Physical symptoms may include having headaches, having stomach pain and digestive issues, having difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, having a racing heart or sweating, being very jumpy or easily startled. People who have a personal or family history of mental illness or substance use, who have had previous exposure to traumatic experiences, who face ongoing stress and trauma such as abuse, or who has lack of support from family and friends may more likely to develop a severe symptom and need additional help. People who are experiencing traumatic events also may experience panic disorder, depression, substance use, or suicidal thoughts. Treatments of these conditions can help with the recovery after trauma. Okay, and so I'm gonna give you some numbers to know who called if you're experiencing these. If you or someone you know struggling or having thoughts of suicide, call or text the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. In a life threatening situation, please call 911. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my next topic, which is how can I how can I do the cope after how do I cope after a traumatic event? Healthy ways of coping can help reduce stress and improve your well-being. Here are some things you can do to help yourself. Avoid the use of alcohol or drugs. Alcohol and drugs sometimes heighten um, when you're already in a traumatic situation. So using those substances can sometimes heighten the way the person feels, or even bring on, feelings of loneliness and depression. Okay. Spend time with trusted friends and relatives who are supportive. Having a someone that is able to help you when you're in your time of need helps a person to cope. They don't feel the loneliness. They don't feel like they're struggling so much when they have somebody to depend on. Try to maintain routines for meals, exercise, and sleep. A lot of times working out and stuff will help you to be able to cope through going through those traumatic times and help you to maintain it. You also need to have a good eating regimen because what we take into the body is our body has processed. So having a well balanced diet is also good. Making sure you get enough hours of sleep so your body is able to function is another thing that your body needs. Engage in exercise, mindfulness, and other activities that help reduce stress. I keep telling y'all meditation is a good way to reduce stress because it has the energy that lets you clear your mind and kind of release all these things through and breathing exercises to completely and rejuvenate your body. Okay. Um, Set realistic goals and focus on what you can manage. Sometimes we try to take that trauma and we try to essentially feel our hurt, our pain, and say, okay, I'm going to do this to get over it. Sometimes you have to live into that pain and work around it. You know what I'm saying? Do things that'll help you fix it, whether that is seeking professional help or whether it's talking to someone to help you get through it. Okay. So, how can I find coping with traumatic events? How can I find help coping with traumatic events? If you're not sure where to get help, a healthcare provider can refer you to a licensed mental health professional, such as a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and a clinical social worker with experience in treatment people who are coping with traumatic events. You can also use BetterHelp. Okay, it's a great app to have. Use BetterHelp. Okay, and it's one that you can use. Oh, excuse me. Online. If you're doing a disaster distress, if you're going through a disaster distress that's causing traumatic, you can call SAMSHA. And it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can call their helpline to get help with that. And you can also go online to get help with that. So that's another one for that one. Okay. So we want you to feel better. We want you to feel healthy. But mainly, if you're going through something traumatic, whether it's past trauma, whether it's relationship trauma, whether it's even your trauma from your childhood, we have to deal with it. We have to find healthy ways to cope with it. And like I said, if you're on the verge of making unhealthy decisions, or if you feel like you feeling loneliness or worthlessness, please reach out to someone that can help you that is trained psychologically to help you with that. Um, I appreciate everybody that tuned in for this. I will be doing a part two on it. Um, but I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I tried to make it really short because I've been putting it off, and everything keeps coming up. But I'm gonna leave you with this Bible verse that I put at the beginning. I'm gonna say it again. That Bible verse is Psalms 91, verses 4 through 6. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and your rampart. You will not fear terror or night, nor the arrows that fly by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. Okay? And God is close to the brokenhearted, okay? And He comforts us when we are suffering. I need you to know that. Whenever you feel like you're in need, you can always talk to God, okay? Even if you don't feel comfortable talking to family and friends, or even a psychologist or psychiatrist, God is always there. He's always listening, and He is a able and helpful resource to use. I thank you all again for watching, for sharing, and for loving on me. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I truly, truly appreciate it. Okay. Um, y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. I hope that you all are healthy and blessed in your everyday life, and that you live in life but living it more abundantly. Okay. So I want you to have an amazing rest of your evening. You get the sleep that you need, the food in your body that you need. And I'm praying that you all will come back again tomorrow for my next live. Um, I want you to be blessed. I want you to be healthy mentally, physically, and emotionally. And I want you to be stable. I want you to be financially secure in your finances. So we're going to get you all the way together over here. Okay. Thank you again for watching, for commenting, for loving on me, for showing your support any way you can. I really do appreciate it. Um, and I hope you'll have an amazing rest of your evening and that you'll be blessed just like me. Thank you and goodbye.